Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about 10 oils and liquids you should never put in your car, including why people make these mistakes, the chemical and mechanical consequences, some common myths or misconceptions, and of course tips to avoid those costly errors. So, let's jump right in. Here are 10 oils and liquids you should never put in your car. I'll break down the details, explain the risks of damage, and show you how to avoid making these mistakes. First up is cooking oil, like vegetable, olive, or canola oil. Some DIYers think it's a cheap or eco-friendly alternative to motor oil, but that's just not the case. Cooking oils don't have the detergents, oxidation inhibitors, or viscosity stabilizers that engines need. They actually break down super fast under heat. If you use them, you'll end up with sludge, varnish buildup, clogged oil passages, and oil starvation, which can totally destroy your engine. Even though cooking oil is a good lubricant in the kitchen, it's not suitable for any part of an engine. So, never use any food-grade oil in mechanical systems. Always stick to API-certified engine oils. Next, let's talk about brake fluid in the engine or transmission. Sometimes, in emergencies, people think brake fluid can work as a lubricant or a top-off fluid, but that's a big mistake. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, which means it absorbs water, and it's actually corrosive to both metal and rubber if it's in the wrong place. It can destroy gaskets, clog injectors, damage pistons, and even ruin oxygen sensors. Just a few ounces in the wrong system can wreck your engine or transmission, so always double-check those reservoir labels before topping off fluids. They're often right next to each other. So let's talk about using transmission fluid, or ATF, in your engine. Some folks might have heard old advice from forums suggesting that ATF can clean out sludge from old engines. Well, here's the real deal. While ATF does have detergents, it's just not made for those high combustion temperatures or the tough lubrication demands of your engine. Honestly, using ATF can actually cause overheating, poor lubrication, misfires, and even sensor failures, like damaging your catalytic converter, for example. The myth is busted, ATF won't clean your engine. It could actually poison it. If you're looking to clean sludge safely, it's way better to use an actual engine flush product or just go with a synthetic oil change. Alright, next up, diesel in a gasoline car and vice versa. This usually happens because of pump mix-ups, especially if you're driving an unfamiliar rental car or maybe traveling abroad. Chemically, diesel is heavier and it ignites under pressure, not with a spark. Gasoline, on the other hand, combusts via spark plugs. Now, putting diesel in a gas car causes knocking, clogs up the fuel lines, and honestly, you just won't get any combustion. If you put gasoline in a diesel car, it can actually destroy the injectors, the fuel pump, or even the whole engine. The myth that you can just top it off with the right fuel to fix the problem? Yeah, that's totally false. If you accidentally pump the wrong fuel, do not start the car. The best thing to do is call for a fuel system draining. Now let's cover baby oil or mineral oil. People sometimes try this because it's super cheap and they think it's a light lubricant. But the chemical reality is, baby oil just doesn't have the additives needed for high pressure, high heat, or corrosion control. Using it can lead to oil starvation, friction damage, and a whole lot of carbon buildup. The truth is, the mineral oil found in baby oil is not at all equivalent to the base stock used in motor oil. So only use oils that meet SAE, API, or ILSAC specifications for automotive engines. Trust me, your car will thank you. Alright, let's talk about WD-40 and other multi-use lubricants. So, why do folks reach for these? Well, a lot of people try to quiet noisy belts, loosen up sticky pistons, or free stuck components. But here's the chemical reality. WD-40 actually evaporates pretty quickly, and honestly it leaves behind a residue. Plus, it's not heat resistant at all. When it comes to mechanical damage, it's just not a long-term lubricant. Using it can lead to squealing belts, degraded plastic, or even gummed up engine parts. And just to clear things up, WD-40 is not motor oil. It's a solvent-based moisture displacer, not a real lubricant. So, the best tip here is to only use manufacturer-approved lubricants like belt dressing or silicone spray for your car's systems. Now, let's move on to alcohols like methanol and ethanol, especially when they're undiluted or used the wrong way. Why do people try this? Usually it's as fuel additives or in some kind of DIY windshield washer fluid. But the chemical reality is, Alcohols are drying agents, and honestly, they're extremely corrosive to seals, hoses, and all sorts of fuel system parts. Mechanically, this can cause injector clogging, gasket failure, and, in some cases, even fuel pump breakdown. And here's the myth: busted rubbing alcohol should never go in fuel tanks or washer fluid unless it's specifically formulated for that use. The tip here is simple: just use pre-mixed washer fluid and proper fuel additives only. So, let's talk about water getting into your oil, fuel tank, or even your engine. This usually happens because clear fluids can be mistaken for one another, or maybe after a flood or from condensation building up in storage tanks. Chemically speaking, water just doesn't compress or burn inside your engine. Instead, it leads to rust and internal corrosion. If water mixes with oil, you'll end up with a milky sludge and worn-out bearings. In your fuel, water can cause engine knocking and even make your car stall. And if it gets into the cylinders, hydrolocking can literally destroy pistons and connecting rods. There's a common myth that water alone cools better, but that's just not true. Proper coolant contains additives to prevent freezing, boiling, and corrosion. For the best engine health, always use a 50-50 premix of coolant and distilled water. Now, about using gear oil in your engine, sometimes people do this because it looks similar to motor oil, or maybe out of desperation if engine oil isn't available. But chemically, gear oil is way thicker. We're talking 75W90 compared to 5W30, and it doesn't have the right dispersants for engine use. This can cause oil starvation, more engine wear, poor fuel economy, and even overheating. It's a myth that gear oil is just a thicker motor oil. It's actually made for totally different friction and shear conditions. So, gear oil only belongs in manual transmissions and differentials, nowhere else.